Hello, people of the internet. I am Jay, Master of Lightning, and as you know, I have a lot of talents, such as model building, cooking, poetry, and stop-motion animation. Now, what you're going to start with
Jay,
is...
what are you doing?
Showing the people how to make content, of course, since some people won't answer their comments.
Okay, fine, I'll take it from here, but you're being my test dummy.
What?
Okay, let's start with the basics. First, make sure you have a sturdy camera stand. Or whether you use a phone or full camera, it's important that you have something to stabilize it and prevent unwanted movement so it's easier for those watching to follow, especially during fight scenes. Next, camera and lighting. The most important factors when it comes to video quality is a clean camera and good lighting. You can have a great camera, but if the lighting is poor and the camera lens isn't clean, your film won't look as good as it could be. And take it from someone whose films were, and now are, make sure you have a desk lamp. You could have two, but one works perfectly fine. And for skylight, I use giant poster paper for day, evening, and night. And to make scenes darker, I'll just angle the light upwards.
How did you do that?
Now, apps for animation. I use Stop Motion Studio. It's free and very easy to learn. For beginners, I suggest either 12 or 15 FPS. For those with more experience, 16 or 18. But high frame rates does not mean better or smoother animation. It would just require more frames to keep that smooth animation. So be prepared to make the smallest of movements to your figures. Now, let's get to animation. Walking. I use a 4-frame cycle. First leg up, both legs in between studs, first leg down, and then back to neutral position. Jumping. Jumping is all about momentum. When your figure jumps, start with one stud underneath of them, then go to a whole brick, and then add one last stud to show them slowing before descending. Flips are very similar. Only difference being is that I use this simple build for figures to grab onto in order to make the flip easier to complete. Sword fights are what I use the most, and I use a very simple technique, which is a 1-2 combo. First, give your figures some room, at least 4 studs apart, so there's room for big swings since LEGO figures can be very restrictive with their movements. Then have the characters cross swords and wind up again, and just repeat the process. And as for elemental powers, oh goodness. I use power burst pieces, which you can find off Bricklink. And when it's thrown off, I use clear bricks underneath. Similar to sword swinging, the bigger the gap between frames, the faster the effect will travel.
I don't like this anymore.
As for Spinjitzu, I use the molds from Legacy in Season 11. And the lighting effect I use in the Batman movie, I just took a light brick and put it inside the piece. But I found this only really works in dark settings. As for parts, Bricklink is your best bet for finding anything LEGO. Parts, figures, sets, they'll most likely have it. Especially panels, which are really good for building walls and backs to a scene. And as for editing, I use this app VN. It's also free and really easy to add sound effects, video effects, transitions, and music. Finally, just know there's no secret to making a great film overnight. It's gonna take a lot of time and practice.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen his old stuff?
Exactly, Jay. Hey, wait a minute. Like I was saying, it will take a lot of practice, but over time, you'll get better and better, and your hard work will pay off. Just don't expect it to overnight. And most importantly, have fun creating amazing stories with any characters you'd like. And I'm excited to see what you all create.
Yeah, and one last note. If I see your real human hands in there, I will personally cut them off. Now go out there and make some magic.